Hey there! Today we're talking about something you probably think is totally harmless. Swimming pools. That crystal clear water, the fun pool parties, a refreshing escape on a hot day, a place for fun, exercise, and relaxation. It all seems perfect, right? But what if I told you that your favorite summer hangout spot is hiding some seriously dark secrets? Think swimming pools are all fun and games? Think again. We dug deep into the hidden dangers lurking just below the surface. And honestly, what we found is pretty shocking. I'm not trying to ruin your summer, but you need to know this stuff. We're talking about things way scarier than just a little sunburn or getting water up your nose. From invisible dangers that can make you sick for weeks to life-threatening hazards that can appear in an instant. Your backyard pool isn't as innocent as it looks. We've compiled the most insane, terrifying facts that will make you look at swimming pools in a completely different way. So get ready, because you are not going to believe what we uncovered. Today, I'm counting down 10 terrifying things you never knew about swimming pools. By the end of this video, you'll never jump into a pool without thinking twice ever again. Let's get right into it, starting with number 10, because this one is absolutely horrifying. All right, kicking off our list at number 10 is something straight out of a horror movie. The hidden underwater trap, pool drain suction. You've probably seen those little grates at the bottom of the pool and never thought twice about them. But these drains are connected to a powerful pump that circulates thousands of gallons of water, and the suction force they create is absolutely insane. We're talking hundreds of pounds of force, easily strong enough to hold a fully grown adult underwater. If a piece of your clothing, your hair, or even a limb gets too close and covers the drain, it creates a vacuum seal that is almost impossible to break. Imagine swimming down to the bottom, and suddenly you can't move. You're trapped, held down by an invisible force with your air running out. It's a terrifying reality, and sadly, it has led to countless serious injuries and even tragic deaths. Modern pools have safety features like dual drains or special covers to prevent this, but older pools might not. It's a silent, powerful danger that most people have no idea even exists, and it's hiding in plain sight at the bottom of the deep end. Coming in at number 9 is something you can smell the second you walk up to a pool: the chemicals. That classic pool smell isn't actually the smell of chlorine itself. It's the smell of chlorine reacting with all the sweat, body oils, and yes, urine that people leave in the water. These reactions create byproducts called chloramines, and they're what cause your eyes to get red and stingy. But it's so much worse than just red eyes. These chemical compounds can cause serious skin irritation, rashes, and can even trigger asthma attacks and other respiratory problems. Think about it, you're essentially soaking in a giant chemical soup designed to kill living organisms. While it's necessary to keep the water sanitary, the balance is incredibly delicate. Too little chlorine, and you get dangerous germs. Too much, or if it's mixed improperly with other chemicals, like muriatic acid for pH balancing, and you've got a recipe for chemical burns or toxic gas. You're trusting that the pool operator got the chemistry just right every single day. This next one is seriously gross. At number 8, we have a nasty little parasite called Cryptosporidium, or crypto for short. This microscopic monster is the leading cause of waterborne disease outbreaks linked to swimming pools. Here's the terrifying part: crypto has a tough outer shell that makes it highly resistant to chlorine. It can survive for days, even in a well-maintained pool, just waiting for someone to accidentally swallow some pool water. And let's be honest, everyone swallows a little pool water. Once it's inside you, crypto causes an illness called cryptosporidiosis, which leads to weeks of watery diarrhea, stomach cramps, nausea, and vomiting. It's incredibly contagious, and just one infected person swimming in a pool can contaminate the entire body of water, leading to a massive outbreak that affects dozens or even hundreds of people. The CDC reports thousands of cases every year, many of them traced back to a public pool or water park. It's an invisible threat that disinfectant can't easily stop. Okay, this one sounds like something that shouldn't even be possible, but it is. At number 7, we have the risk of electrical shock. Water and electricity are a deadly combination, and a swimming pool has a lot more wiring around it than you might realize. There are underwater lights, pumps, filters, and heaters, all powered by electricity. If any of this equipment has faulty wiring, a cracked casing on a light, or isn't properly grounded, it can electrify the entire pool. We're not talking about a little zap. Stray voltage can turn the water into a death trap, causing paralysis and drowning before anyone even knows what's happening. Even low levels of electricity that aren't fatal can cause muscle spasms that prevent a swimmer from being able to pull themselves out of the water. This is why it's so important that all pool electrical work is done by a certified professional, but you never know if corners were cut on an older pool or if maintenance has been neglected. It's a terrifying and completely silent killer. You might think a drowning would be obvious, lots of splashing, screaming for help, but the reality is completely different, and that's what makes number 6 so terrifying. Drowning, it's fast, and it is silent. It can happen in as little as 20 to 60 seconds. When someone is drowning, their body's instinctive reaction is to push down on the water to try and get their head above the surface to breathe. They physically can't wave their arms or call for help because all their energy is going into the fight for air. This is why drownings can happen in a packed, noisy pool with dozens of people around and go completely unnoticed. To everyone else, a person struggling silently might just look like they're playing or floating. A child can slip under the water without a sound, and by the time anyone realizes something is wrong, it can be too late. Even with lifeguards on duty, a crowded pool makes it incredibly difficult to watch every single person at once. It's a chilling reminder that supervision is everything. Coming in at number 5, we're looking at all the things you touch at a pool besides the water. Think about it. Pool ladders, gate railings, diving boards, tiles around the edge, and even the pool toys are all hotspots for bacteria. Hundreds of people, all with varying levels of hygiene, are touching these same surfaces all day long. These areas are constantly wet and warm, creating the perfect breeding ground for nasty germs like E. coli, Giardia, and flesh-eating bacteria like Pseudomonas aeruginosa. You grab the ladder to pull yourself out of the pool, and you could be picking up bacteria left behind by dozens of other people. These germs can cause everything from skin infections and swimmer's ear to severe gastrointestinal illness if you then touch your mouth. While the chlorine in the water kills germs, the surfaces around the pool don't have that same protection. So that fun foam noodle or inflatable unicorn might be carrying more than just air. At number 4 is a pool owner's worst nightmare, black algae. So this isn't your typical green slime. Black algae is a highly aggressive and resilient type of algae that burrows its roots deep into the plaster and concrete surfaces of a pool. It shows up as these ugly black or dark blue-green spots, and once it takes hold, it's like incredibly difficult to get rid of. It actually has a protective outer layer that shields it from normal chlorine levels, so just shocking the pool won't kill it. But it's not just ugly, it's dangerous. These algae patches create an extremely slick, slimy surface on the pool steps, walls, and floor. It's honestly like stepping on a patch of hidden ice. This can easily cause someone to slip while getting in or out of the pool, leading to falls, head injuries, or even falling back into the water unexpectedly. Getting rid of it requires intense scrubbing with a wire brush and highly concentrated chemicals, and even then, it can still come back if you miss a single spot. This next one is a danger that exists even when you're not planning on swimming. At number 3, we have pool covers. They seem like a great safety feature meant to keep kids and pets from falling in, but they can create their own terrifying trap. The big, heavy tarp-like covers can collect rainwater on top, making them look like a solid surface or a shallow puddle. A little child or an animal might walk onto it, thinking it's safe, only to become enveloped by the heavy, wet cover as it sinks under their weight. Getting tangled in a heavy, waterlogged pool cover underwater is almost impossible to escape from. The weight of the water pulls you down, and the plastic or vinyl material wraps around you, making it incredibly difficult to find the surface or breathe. Even the automated solid covers can be dangerous if someone is accidentally in the pool when it begins to close. These covers are meant to keep people out, but in a tragic twist, they can end up trapping someone in. We're almost at number 1, but this is a huge one. At number 2, we're talking about the dangers of handling pool chemicals. Keeping a pool clean requires a precise and dangerous cocktail of chemicals like chlorine, bromine, muriatic acid, and shock treatments. These aren't just simple cleaning supplies, they are highly concentrated, hazardous materials. If you handle them improperly, you could be in for a world of hurt. Just opening a bucket of chlorine tablets can release a plume of toxic gas that can cause severe respiratory damage if inhaled. Mixing the wrong chemicals together, like chlorine and acid, can create deadly chlorine gas. Spilling these concentrated chemicals on your skin can cause severe chemical burns in a matter of seconds. Every year, thousands of people end up in the emergency room from pool chemical-related injuries. It's a hidden danger that isn't in the water itself, but in the shed right next to the pool, and it highlights just how volatile the science of pool maintenance really is. And the number one most terrifying thing you never knew about swimming pools is the Naegleria fowleri, better known as the brain-eating amoeba. This is the stuff of nightmares. This single-celled organism lives in warm, freshwater environments. And while it's incredibly rare, it can sometimes be found in poorly maintained or untreated swimming pools, where the water gets warm. The amoeba doesn't harm you if you swallow it. The danger comes when contaminated water is forced up your nose. From the nose, the amoeba travels along the olfactory nerve directly to the brain, where it begins to destroy brain tissue, causing a devastating and almost always fatal infection called primary amoebic meningoencephalitis, or PAM. The initial symptoms are similar to bacterial meningitis, headache, fever, nausea, but they progress rapidly to seizures, gear, hallucinations, and a coma. The infection is so rare but so deadly, with a fatality rate of over 97%. It is the ultimate hidden predator, a microscopic monster that can be lurking in the water on a hot day. And that's the list. From drain suction and electrical shocks, to flesh-eating bacteria and brain-eating amoebas, it's crazy to think about the dangers hiding in something we see as a symbol of fun and relaxation. Now, this video isn't meant to make you terrified of ever swimming again. Millions of people enjoy pools safely every single day, but it's a huge reminder that we can't take safety for granted. That crystal blue water deserves our respect and a healthy dose of caution. So next time you dive in, remember, pools can be more dangerous than you think. Be aware of your surroundings, make sure the pool looks clean and well maintained. Always watch your kids like a hawk, because as we learned, drowning is silent and it happens in seconds. Knowledge is power, and knowing these potential risks is the first step to making sure your summer swim stays fun and, most importantly, safe for you and your family. We spent a ton of time researching this, so if you learned something new, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I want to know what you guys think. Did any of these surprise you? Do you have your own scary pool story? Let us know in the comments, and stay safe out there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.